First things first, I feel like this has been an ongoing topic. Every week is something new. I know you guys know where I'm headed, okay? The U.S. Senator for Connecticut, Rich Blumenthal, calls for an investigation into the abusive and unlawful ICE tactics. And I found this to be very interesting because he sent a letter to the acting ICE director, Todd Lyons, requesting information about agent training and compensation. And he noted in there these actions may not only violate the law, they also make our communities less safe. Why was that interesting? That was interesting to me because you're saying illegal immigrants and going and removing them. Specifically, what they did, as we spoke about last time, they were locking up criminals. They're saying that it's making our communities less safe. So locking or deporting or removing illegal immigrants from our communities is making it less safe. Fine. Fine. If that makes sense to you, Senator Blumenthal, I guess it makes sense to me. But you know what? The people, we probably will definitely have questions. And further on into this article by NBC, Tabitha Sadico of the CT Students for Dreams stated that there's growing anxiety among undocumented youth. Now, that to me, yes, that can be a little bit frightening, especially because, like I said before, I think because there's no communication and there's no, what's the word I'm looking, cooperation. There's no cooperation between ICE and local law enforcement. They're just going in blind and being like, we'll sort it out later. But it's hard because in this article, U.S. Senator Blumenthal is basically like, we don't know where they're going. You guys are just coming in doing what you want and no one's telling us anything. And that's just not right. And I agree, that is not right. If you're just going to be sweeping up people because there's no cooperation, that's just not the best way to go about it. And then what I also found interesting, because there are a lot of people who love to throw in our face the U.S. Constitution, especially when it comes to those, what exactly, those Gun Amendment rights and everything like that there. So in this article, someone mentions that the Constitution of the United States says that every person under the U.S. jurisdiction, whether they are a citizen or not, has the right to freedom and has the right to liberty and has the right to due process so long as they're under our jurisdiction. So, when I read these things, right, first thing I'm going to do is look it up. Because you could just be saying that because a lot of people don't know the U.S. Constitution. They just know, the bits and pieces that they've heard over the years, but they don't know the full Constitution, as it were. So it says all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. So that's where I get confused. Because she says the Constitution of the United States says that every person, but this says all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So I don't think that's every person, but I could be mistaken. Y'all let me know in the comments below what your interpretation of that is. My interpretation is that does not apply to illegal immigrants because you are not a person born or naturalized in the United States. That is why you are then called an illegal immigrant. But again, drop your opinion down in the comment section because I told you people get to saying things willy-nilly. And if you don't look into it, you'll just be like, oh yeah, they're right. Exactly. It says it in the Wait, don't click off. Before you go, like, comment, and subscribe to Black and Classic Podcast.